out there as we start 149 pounds. Columbia now trails by 2, 8-6, 2-1 split.
Richard Fedalen on the line here for the Lions.
Richard Fedalen had a win over the last weekend, junior from Laurel, Maryland. Fedalen waiting for Grasso to blow a whistle, and does.
Hard in on that collar tie is Rich. Getting in on an underhook, looking to pass it by here.
Fedalen going up against Aidan Torres, redshirt freshman from Indiana. Right on Torres' left leg. Now putting Torres on his block, swings, swivels around, almost just dragging Torres in the air. But Torres pushing him just outside.
And they're going to call that continuation or reaction time. Richard, a former national team member for USA Greco. You can see it reflected in his wrestling. He goes hard upper body on that underhook. He's been teeing off on that underhook. Digs in again. Yeah, it looks to throw it by to his single.
Yeah, he's right, that left arm right around Torres. Did not wrestle last time out, but
Hard
did place
head.
4th the Michigan State Open beginning of the year in East Lansing.
Closing the gap here. Controlling the center of the mat is Rich. He fakes, gets a little bit of a feel from Porter. Back on the edge of the mat. Richard doing a good job of keeping that forward pressure, looking for Porter to pressure back so that he can fire something off.
Yeah, Torres was thinking about, now Torres trying to dive for the legs. Now Torres trying to get in the driver's seat. Pogo sweeps around, but out of bounds. Will not count, as we'll reset. Torres 3-2 on the year. This is his first duel of the 24-25 season for the Hoosiers.
Rich doing a good job. Right back in on that front headlock.
Yeah, he is right close there. He likes to be a little bit on the edge of the mat. You can see it also in the style, as he's trying to now, in on that right leg, is Fedalen, and he gets around, opens up the scoring. It's a takedown for the Lions.
Right off of his front headlock. He's going hard front headlock. Bring him to the mat and then choosing a side. And they're going to start back in the center again, top-bottom.
Yeah, Coach Pritzlaff also alluding to what you just said before, how he has such a dangerous upper body, Fedalen, and he's tough, he trains hard. He's actually training with, not a bad person to train with, assistant coach Sebastian Rivera, who was a former All-American and Big Ten title winner, and then, of course, the bronze medal with Puerto Rico in the Olympics. There's a one-point escape for Torres. Gets him on the board. 3-1, though, for Richard, as Fedalen trying to throw down Torres, wrapped around the waist, trying to just kick that leg. He does, but Columbia calling for 3.
Pulling him back into the mat, trying to keep his feet in the mat as he tries to bring him back up.
Yeah, he tries to drag him over with that hinge, and now he does get around. Fedalen 6-1 lead as he gets pushed out of the mat. Really good composure from Fedalen. He really is tough upper body, but he also a little bit nimble on his feet too.
He is. He's very used to those upper body positions. He's going double underhooks there, throwing one side by, getting a body lock and bring him down to the mat. And Greco-Roman, you're able to take your opponent up and over, head over feet. Can't do the same here, so you got to bring him down to the mat a little nicer.
Yeah, you saw Torres' right leg again exposed, but Torres
driving back up.
Yeah, try to get down there. Brings him. Torres gets the 1 point.
And now
escape.
Torres in on a front headlock.
We'll see if Torres can use that against him, but Fedalen defending it.
And Richard pushing him back to the edge of the mat. Hard pulls on this left side on that front headlock. He's looking to pull again.
Fedalen now getting closer to out of bounds. Torres, hand fight, out of bounds. This is one of the weight classes that Indiana coach Escobedo, who's in his 7th season, he mentioned was a toss-up early on. We saw that it would have been Torres, or it also could have been Anthony Ball, who competed last weekend. It's Torres today, getting his first duel as the period comes to a close. 6-2 lead for Fedalen.
Both of those 2 points on Torres' side were escape points here. Richard doing a good job of controlling the pace, controlling the center of the mat.
And here's an opportunity for him to get some more time on top to start the second, with Torres on the bottom.
Breaking him back down, using that deep waist here.
Again, just pushing down, anchoring, swiveling around. Not much, not like the bootstrapping of Angela Rini we saw from Indiana, but Fedalen able to kind of just swivel around upper body and lock that up. But Torres just bending around, now trying to, but Fedalen now thought about the leg to bring him back down and pushed out of bounds.
Richard doing a good job of keeping heavy back pressure. He uses his hands quite a bit. You saw him reach through the legs and kind of crack down one of those hips, break him back down. Caution. We previously saw a stall call on Torres right on the edge. That's for continually being pushed out of the mat, so keep that in mind as we go on.
Yeah, as Fedalen wraps around the waist of Torres, trying to throw, good throw. Slams him back right on the mat, and Fedalen, but Torres is trying to almost use that left leg against him, but Fedalen, Torres again with that right hand, now trying to break the left arm grasp of Rich.
And Rich driving over that shoulder here.
Yeah, he's almost on his tippy toes, just trying to see if he can bring Torres back down. He throw right there and is on the edge too. His right toe was just in the mat for the Fedalen.
Good mat return by Fedalen.
And a good throw too, and just keeping it in the circle, and Torres trying to drag him out. And he does, but really good control from Fedalen. It's almost been an improvement for him too, from being able to, the top control too, and that's what happens when you get these very, very experienced and decorative coaches in the room, and Fedalen really able to add to his game in the offseason.
Yeah, working on his strengths in these positions is huge for Fedalen. I think he's such a great gamer on top when he's able to use his hands and able to use his forward pressure. He might not be a boot rider, he might not throw in a leg or a vine, but he can put so much pressure on your shoulders, so much forward pressure on your hands to break you down. It's just a different style of wrestling on top that he's been developing over the past couple of years, especially in the offseason and in the room. And you see that in his stand-up game when he's on top and he's digging in underhooks and throwing people by and getting to a leg. Those are huge improvements.
Yeah, routing time now over 2 minutes, so this has been the period for top control for Richard with 10 seconds left in the second. 6-2 lead as he tries to, again with the throw, and Torres, Fedalen almost learned from that first time. We saw earlier in the period, Torres was able to almost get away from it, and he did with the 1 point of the first period with the escapes, but now Fedalen almost watching the tape in his head, replaying it, and able to just keep his composure and keep him from getting up. As he'll be on the bottom, they'll switch with Torres on top to start the third.
And that is such a taxing position to be in for 2 minutes.
Yep.
Being ridden out on top is so taxing. Having to carry somebody else's weight. We'll see if Richard can break the hands, as he's gotten about 2 minutes of semi-rest here riding on top, and he does. He breaks free.
He easily breaks free. 7-2. We reset neutral. Fedalen in the driver's seat. Routing time at 2 minutes in his favor. If you get a couple more points, maybe put it into the major decision territory if he's able to hold off some points from Torres.
And Richard looking for a front headlock there for a second. Torres doing a good job of keeping his distance a little bit, closing down. Richard has an underhook here. He's looking for another underhook. He gets a double underhook. He's going to throw by.
Torres out of the bounds, though, and their arms locked. Coach Rivera giving some words to Fedalen. Coach Rivera, Coach Pritzlaff credits with improving Fedalen's leg attacks coming into this season as well.
It's been a major improvement in Richard's toolbox.
And there's Torres in, trying to get in. He's on the single leg, on the left leg of Fedalen. Fedalen, see if he can bring him out.
Fedalen has that whizzer in deep. He's got that arm behind Torres's, and
Torres adjusts. Now Torres trying to bring in now, get out, stalling.
They're going to hit him with a
against
caution.
Fedalen. Coach Escobedo shouting some words of encouragement to Torres, the redshirt freshman from Chesterton, Indiana.
2-7 here with the riding time point. Richard doing a good job of closing down. Got another underhook. He's best when he's on his offense. Torres looking for a shot here. He's lowering his level. You can see he's trying to bite at those legs.
Yeah, Fedalen defending that well. 40 seconds left. See if Torres, right leg. Torres right at the edge of the mat. 30 seconds left.
Richard has a whizzer here, just keeping him down, keeping that pressure on his shoulder here, trying to keep him from an offensive position. Torres is driving him back into the mat.
Fedalen adjust that right leg around the leg of Torres, but it's not enough. A 3-point takedown for Torres, 7-5. Riding time at 2 minutes, it's locked. with 14 seconds left. And they'll give that 1 point for that, of course, for the caution previously. So 8-5, 1 point escape rather for Fedalen. 10 seconds.
He's still got that riding time, so realistically it is 9-5 here.
Yeah, that's right. It is locked up as Fedalen Torres at the edge of the mat. And that is how the third period concludes. Back wins for Columbia. It was a 52nd pin at 141 for Kai Owen, under a minute. And now Richard Fedalen with a 9-5 win over Aidan Torres as we head into the middle upper weights here. 157 coming up next.